With me now is Senator Tim Scott, the South Carolina senator, also a Republican presidential candidate. Senator, very good to have you. I don't know if you had a chance, sir, to listen to everything the former Israeli ambassador just said, but he said that Israel's going to hang tough. This attack is not going to be a tentative attack. It's going to be a sweeping one, with the goal being
aggressive,
destroy and annihilate Hamas. Do you agree with that?
I do indeed. I sat down with Ambassador Herzog just this week, a few days ago, and his response was very clear that a proportional response is to wipe Hamas off the map. And I agree with him. The bottom line is, when you see the inhumanity, you see the devastation, you see, frankly, Neil, the evil brought upon the Jewish people in the state of Israel, you can't not ever look at a baby again and not thank God that that child is healthy, when you know in Israel, babies were burned, they were beheaded. It's just devastating. And to watch Prime Minister Netanyahu's response by saying in advance to those living in Gaza, leave. We are coming in. There will be a complete siege. Having the type of discipline that we've seen from the Prime Minister to give people a chance to leave is an important indication of the integrity and the morality. But at the end of the day, Hamas needs to cease to exist. And I believe that we should have no daylight between the United States of America and Israel in their objective to keep their people safe.
Still, a lot of what you've been saying lately is a lot more sharp and in your face than we've heard from you during this long presidential campaign, Senator. You had said just the other day that President Biden has blood on his hands. You suggested that the president wasn't even complicit as such in this Hamas assault. What did you mean by that?
Well, Neil, listen, one of the things I will say is, as a guy that believes that commitment to Israel is not just the right thing to do because they're our ally, the right thing to do because they are our friends, but that the fact of the matter is that as a person who believes Psalms 122:6 to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and those who do will prosper, I believe that it is our responsibility to have a sharp, strong response to evil when we see it, especially when it's brought upon our ally. I would simply say that when you have the weakness of President Biden, you invite attacks. When you negotiate a deal creating a market for hostages, $6 billion to Iran, what did Hamas say? They said, thank you to Iran. That, in my opinion, is being complicit. We know, Neil, that money is fungible. So when you know that you are funding terrorism by giving $6 billion to Iran, it's just undeniable. And it is frustrating to see this president raise the expense, raise the bounty on American heads abroad. We saw that during the Obama administration. I said then the $400 million would only increase the price per American. And now we see $6 billion.
I understand what you're saying,
it goes further.
Senator, but
we know that money will be used to kill
Senator, but you're
Israelis.
also a very cautious and religious man. And I am.
Yes.
I read from that you were putting the blame for this and maybe laying the siege for this on President Biden. I got that. But last time I checked, Hamas butchered those babies. Hamas killed better than 1,000 innocent Israelis. So do you think at this time, when the war is on tenterhooks, that's responsible language?
I do think that it's, without any question, it's clear. It's clear language, and it's forceful language, because it is disgusting to see the evil brought upon the Jewish people. And Hamas's objective is not just to eliminate Israel, it is to eliminate every Jewish person on the planet and to provide resources to Iran, where you know they're the primary supporter of Hamas financially. That puts you in a position of being complicit. I don't know where there is any guessing on this one. This one seems to me to be a straight line.
While we're commenting on what others have said, I do want you to weigh in on what Donald Trump has said. Now, he has since said that he is the only person who could protect Israel and the only person who will. But he said prior, and his comments are pretty well known now, that Hezbollah is very smart.
Yes.
He had slammed Benjamin Netanyahu. He's kind of dialed some of that back, at least on his Truth Social site. But I wanted you to weigh in on those comments.
Well, Neil, I've said it all week when asked. Without any question, the former president, President Trump, was just dead wrong. We should have no daylight between America and Israel. We should have no negative comments about Prime Minister Netanyahu as he engaged in a war to defend his entire nation and the Jewish people. But it goes a step further. Prime Minister Netanyahu is also fighting for Western democracy. The thing that brings it all home is that Hamas's objective includes the elimination of the Jews. 6 million live in America, but they hate Western democracy for standing on principles, for standing on right, for being the fire. That's why they call Israel the little Satan and America the big Satan.
Got it. Senator, thank you very much for taking the time. Senator Tim Scott, on all of that.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.